ages 8 and above in a variety of well-coached Olympic-type sports who reside in the greater Middletown area.
We're about to go on.
Volunteers are needed to coach and help train athletes for outside of Special Olympics, CT regional and state summer games. For more information, please contact Special Olympics
I do the disclaimer and then...
877-660-6667 or online at soct.org.
The views expressed on this program are the views of the individual broadcaster and by no means reflect the view of Wesleyan University or the WESU management. This program may contain material not suitable for children or sensitive listeners. If you are offended by profanity, please tune out now. If you have questions about the WESU indecency and obscenity policy, please contact our board of directors at 860-685-7703, or you can send an email to wesu@wesufm.org. You're listening to WESU Middletown 88.1 FM. This is a late night format. Insert quip here. Totally forgot to write a joke. Good morning, ladies and gents. Welcome to the late night format. I'm your host, Adi Slepack, and with me in the studio today I've got another friend who I've inspired to enter the world of radio. Here as an intern for his follow-up appearance on the program, it's Mitchell Stone.
Great to be back on the program, Adi. Thank you for having me once again.
No problem. How are you doing tonight?
I'm pretty good. A little bit tired, I have to say. Was up late last night, but I'll do anything for you. Anything for a friend.
Oh, that's so sweet. Are you excited to get some hands-on experience in the studio this evening?
I am very excited. There's so much equipment. It's just so great to see it all and touch parts of it and not touch other parts because they look confusing.
I feel that. Unfortunately, I have to mess with all of it. And
technology. Wouldn't it be great if we just had all that it was just one button that said play?
That's the world of the future.
That'd be pretty good.
The universal remote. We could use a universal remote in here.
That would be great.
There are way too many switches in here. So you and our mutual friend, Captain Jack, are planning to do a show on radio plays, isn't that right?
That's right. Well, we're actually toying around with a lot of different ideas. At one point, I wanted to do a show that was entirely concept albums, but that's a bit difficult to find albums that are entirely, within 1 hour and wouldn't be terribly boring for the majority of people to listen to. But radio plays, it's kind of something we've been toying around with just because you don't really hear radio plays anymore, like War of the Worlds and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think it's an awesome idea.
But the only issue we have is that we'd need so many guests onto the show, especially since I feel like neither of us can adequately do a female voice, which might be an issue if we have any.
Well, I feel like I owe you a few.
Well, if you want to come on, then perhaps you can do so. And anybody listening right now will definitely be able to hear that later on.
Yeah, it'll be super exciting. So let's get into the swing of things over here, shall we?
Yes.
If you would like, you can listen to this show online at WESUFM.org and watch a video version of the show at youtube.com/theCurliQtube. That's the word the, then the word curly with an I at the end, and the letter Q, and then the word tube. And uploading is kind of irregular, so if you want to know when the next episode goes up, you can follow me on Twitter at CurliQtube, which is just like the YouTube account, but without the. You can even tweet me with the hashtag #LateNightFormat if you'd like, and we'll hang out. It'll be a good time. Cyber friends. Also, WESU is holding a pledge drive. We're a non-for-profit station, so it's your support that keeps us on the airwaves. If you love commercial-free, unrestricted, and creative programming such as this, we would greatly appreciate a donation. You can pledge online at WESUFM.org and even get a gift with it.
Ooh.
And here's the best part. If you're a fan of this here program, put the late night format down as the person, program, or network that this gift supports, and then everyone will know that fans of this show are the best fans, and I can wear the t-shirt that I will win for having the most fans proudly. Isn't that a great reward?
That is an excellent and outrageous award. I would want to get one of those shirts also.
Right?
They're all the
super
rage.
Cool.
They're
and
all
then
the
I
rage.
can rep it and be like, I won this because people like this. I am articulate.
Yep.
And with that, let's get fungicational. Here are this past week's most interesting stories.
Ooh, let's hear.
The Huffington Post released a story yesterday breaking the horrific news that Kate Middleton repeated the same perfect fall outfit.
Ah, you can't do that.
Absolutely not. But the one worse thing, better than an outfit repeater, is an outfit rememberer.
That's definitely true.
And that is not news, Huffington Post. Seriously, there are cooler things going on.
Really? You don't think that we should be paying attention to the future Queen of England?
As horrific as it is that she does not have enough in her wardrobe to never wear the same article of clothing twice.
Yeah.
I think that there might be a few pieces that could be a little more interesting.
Maybe you have a point.
Maybe. I'm shooting in the dark here. Here's another story. Recently, a Florida woman renewed her vows to her loving husband, Bruce. They were originally married in July after a 30-year-long relationship.
That is excellent.
Yeah, Bruce is a Ferris wheel.
That is just more proof that Florida is the strangest state.
Absolutely. No words.
There's not really much to say about that.
That's just a fun little thing that you can...
I don't know. I guess if you fall in love with a Ferris wheel...
Love is love,
You marry
man.
that Ferris wheel. You do you, basically.
Basically. In the words of, what's the rent is too damn high guy? Jimmy...
Oh, I don't even remember.
Jimmy...
It was a very brief moment in American political history.
Jimmy, what's his face? In his words, if you want to marry a shoe, you can go marry a shoe. If you want to marry a Ferris wheel...
You can go marry a Ferris wheel.
And she did.
Yeah.
In other news, a man in Michigan got revenge on his ex-wife, who had an extramarital affair, by buying the house next door and erecting a bronze statue of a middle finger and placing it outside her window.
Well, you know what? I think that she really got the last laugh because he had to move back next to his ex-wife.
Yeah, and besides, she and Bruce are very happy together.
That's good.
I wonder, that must be a massive house to fit a Ferris wheel.
Well, I think that the Ferris wheel was actually just nearby, and she looked at it a lot and fell in love with it that way.
Love it.
I don't know. I can't really speak on behalf of her. On her state of mind.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The article mentioned that she feeds Bruce pizza.
I remember, yeah.
More things for you to ruminate on.
Florida is a very strange state. The Ferris wheels are eating pizza. People are marrying those Ferris wheels.
I'm not sure if I would go on that Ferris wheel. If it eats pizza, what else does it eat? And where is it eating? Okay.
None of that makes sense. Is the issue.
None of it.
At some point, you expect it to make partial sense, but it doesn't.
Nope. And lastly, after that exhausting story, that mentally exhausting story, so news broke via Twitter that the hit television show How I Met Your Mother, which is now in its 9th season, will in fact be followed up with a spin-off series entitled How I Met Your Dad. The story will have a female lead, a totally new cast of characters, and a new bar where the majority of the story takes place. As a huge fan of How I Met Your Mother, until about season 7, I have some mixed feelings about this announcement. What I can be sure of, though, is that Ted's kids will now have been sitting on that couch for over 9 years, and I don't think really care about their mother's side of the story.
They've had to go to the bathroom for a decade now.
They've just been trapped there on that couch.
And at this point, you know, it's almost as if it's not going to end until he's talking to his children's decomposing bodies, because they just have not left.
I'm really curious at how they're gonna finish up the thing with the kids, because they just replayed that same scene from 9 years ago. Yeah. And I don't know how they're gonna finish it up unless they
Yeah, I wonder if they filmed it in advance, expecting that eventually they had. Yeah.
That would be hilarious. And then they just use the same footage for How I Met Your Dad, and no one will notice.
That'd be good.
Here's telling you, keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, definitely do.
Hollywood magic. So we've got an excellent show planned. Freelance Whales will be performing with air quotes, so don't touch that dial. We'll be right back after this.
Hi. Hey. Hello. Hi.
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 Cool. So we're off for 30 seconds.
Right.
Do you want to switch the track?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Let's
do that. Ended at exactly the right.
Yeah, that worked really well.
Sorry. This fall, WESU is having a pledge drive.
You can just have it play, honestly, because it's such a repetitive track that it doesn't even matter.
Donate anytime.
So now,
It's input.
not yet.
Thank you for your support.
So, in less than 30 seconds now,
Yeah.
also you're going to be reading. So you're going to fade this out,
Host of Wonderland.
turn that on, and fade it up a little bit, and then back down so that we can talk over it, and I'll turn the pots for the mic
Wonderland
on.
is a place for it.
Right.
Join me every Tuesday from 9 to 10:30 p.m.
All right, so-
and we can go down the rabbit hole of eclectic and eccentric.
All right, now's a good time to
music
fade
together
out.
Here on WESU
Or you can just let it finish.
88.1 FM.
Welcome back to the late night format here on WESU Middletown 88.1 FM. I'm your special I'm your special guest co-host and intern this evening, Mitchell Stone, here in the studio with Adi Slepack. You've tuned in just in time for our segment about movies, but tonight we are putting a twist on it, not just a twist on the pronunciation of your last name.
Which you certainly put a twist on. That was a new rendition.
I like to vary it every once in a while.
That's fine. It makes things exciting. So you're absolutely right. Although we are big movie fans here on the late night format.
Are we?
We are.
Yes, we are.
Absolutely.
Are we?
Yes. But we're also into a lot of other stuff too. Both Mitchell and I grew up playing video games, mainly on the Nintendo 64 console. So we thought that tonight we'd share the glory of our childhoods, and you'll think about how not fun yours was in comparison without the glory of video games.
It's true.
They're there. You can live vicariously through us.
Don't worry.
So Mitchell, what were your favorite childhood video games?
Well, I'd say number one favorite video game would have to go to Super Smash Brothers. Seeing all of your favorite video game characters beating the crap out of each other and losing over and over again to my brother. That was really a formative childhood experience of mine. Taught me the wonders of losing miserably.
Wow.
Are you familiar with?
This took a turn.
Are you familiar with?
Yeah,
Super Smash Brothers?
absolutely. I loved it as well, and it's interesting because it manages to be such a violent game, but with such like a peppy feel. Like,
Yeah.
I never felt that I was like killing anything.
Right. Well, I mean, they never. No one ever dies. They just kind of go beyond the boundary of the screen.
Right,
And,
they're just perpetually
you don't
falling
see them anymore
from
after
Hyrule
that.
Castle.
Yeah. It's almost as if, it's like, Pikachu isn't. He's not dead. He's just gone away.
He just fainted.
He's just gone away. Yeah, he just fainted, right?
We just took
That's
him to the
another
farm.
example. I mean, I know just recently you were talking to Captain Jack about Pokemon.
Yeah, for a whole, 45 minutes. I bet that was fun.
Well, let's do it some more.
Yeah.
Now, I never really got into Pokemon. I found it altogether too complicated for my tiny child brain to understand what was going on. I don't know. That's my own failing. I live with that shame every day of my life.
I was pretty big on it. I was the one who would bring the Game Boy Color to all the family events.
Oh yeah.
Carrying around Pokemon Crystal and stuff. And then going back to Super Smash Brothers.
Oh yeah.
I was huge. I enjoyed the game so much because I felt it needed no skill whatsoever. So I would just sit there and mash buttons.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what everyone around me did because I won occasionally.
Yeah, it's one of those games where you can really go into it with any skill level and still have fun.
Definitely.
That's what's really nice about it, is that it's got a good feel to it, and is very responsive. Even to the point where my father, hello if you're listening, I doubt it at this point, but in the future perhaps, he would play. He had very interesting ideas on the pronunciation of certain characters' names.
Such as?
Well, this was in Super Smash Bros. Melee. I guess he didn't read it as Mewtwo, but as Mempto. So Mempto was a favorite character of his. Mempto.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's really all that can be said about that. But what about you? What was your favorite game on the Nintendo 64?
I had the most embarrassing collection of games ever.
I've seen some of them.
I am the proud owner of Rugrats Scavenger Hunt.
I've never. When I saw that, I was I don't know. I'd never seen it before in my life.
I played it about a week ago. It's horrifying because all the characters are like in like threateningly angular 3D.
Right. That really blocky polygons that early 3D.
So they just look like monster globulars.
That's kind of funny. Kind of to connect this back to film, whereas film had this transition from black and white to color and from silent to sound. Video games had this transition from 2-dimensional to 3-dimensional.
Very true. Like the side scrollers to like the whole world exploring.
Yeah.
I didn't do many side scrollers. I like came in right at the Nintendo 64.
Right. Same.
Super Mario 64 was like my first.
Right.
Mario
and that was what a great game. Nothing's really. I don't know. You've seen me trying to to utilize all of the little glitches that are left in that.
Yeah, speedrunning is a sport.
It is a quote-unquote sport. I don't think that anyone who actually does it considers it to be a sport, but just something that they do.
Has to be good for the thumb muscles.
Probably. For all of that button mashing.
Yeah.
But yeah, people get very, very good at completing these games. I mean, the time to complete Super Mario 64, for you, how long did it take?
I can't really say because I was one of those kinds of people who really enjoyed video games and played them like whenever I had the spare time. But like a game like Mario 64, like my family friends would come over and just like beat the levels for me because I couldn't do it.
No! Yeah.
I think your image of me was just shattered.
Yeah. I don't know where to go.
Period.
Yeah. I don't know where to go from there.
So I mean, it took a while for my friend to beat it on my console.
Yeah, and so the speedrunners, I mean, I can't remember the exact time, but it's got to be just over an hour, maybe even less.
That's impressive.
40-something minutes. I don't know.
Like,
I don't remember because they change exactly how they beat the game. There's multiple different categories for it and everything.
Because how is it? Was it 100 stars to win? Or
120 that's 100% completion, but you can also beat the game only collecting 16 stars.
That seems cheap.
Yeah, I mean, it's just utilizing exploits in the game, which I'm sure this conversation is very, very entertaining for everybody. We have digressed. Oh no!
No, it's great. Digression is great. We're educating the Greater Connecticut area.
Good for you, Greater Connecticut area.
Go you!
You've learned something today.
You are great.
You're good, and you've learned something today.
It's just the start of your day.
It's only 2:17,
Wednesday has just begun, and you've already learned some tidbits about video game speedrunning.
It's just so amazing.
Bring it up to your coworkers. I'm sure it'll start an interesting conversation.
Yeah, just look that up, and there are plenty of websites online that have all sorts of information if you're at all interested in watching people play video games quickly.
Maybe we've given you a new pastime to check out.
Yeah, that's what I do. If I'm bored, I'll just watch other people play video games. Is that sad?
No. No, I watch people play board games, so.
Oh, yeah. I've done that, too.
So, I feel ya.
Yeah.
What are some other great 64 games?
Well, Mario Tennis.
That's a fun one.
Played. And this one is maybe more relatable to anyone who hasn't played a video game. Perhaps they have played tennis. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, so...
that is some hardcore relatability right there.
Well... Not too long ago, you and I had a bit of a grudge match, and I came out victorious. And I think that's all that needs to be said about that. That's all that needs to be said about that.
No.
You were crushed utterly, if I recall correctly.
That is absolutely false. We went back and forth for half an hour.
Well, the first set I remember I swept it.
And then I rallied.
You did rally.
Don't do this to me in front of my audience.
I'm sorry, but the truth needs to come out eventually.
All right, this is what truth? You can't handle the truth.
I don't know if I want to handle the truth.
No,
even if we had it, I wouldn't want to handle it.
You really don't.
Yeah.
We are exhausted.
A little bit, but at the same time, we are thinking about video games here. If you had to choose one Nintendo 64 game to take with you on a desert island that surprisingly has electricity, what would it be?
Good twist.
And a television.
Probably Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, because I need to get through that game.
Excellent. You haven't beaten it? Oh.
No, I don't, because I didn't own it. I had to borrow it from a friend.
Now.
I had to
what
borrow
an
it from
excellent
a friend.
game.
It's...
That's an excellent example of a game series that made the transition from 2D to 3D very, very well. I don't know. It lent itself very, very well to that kind of freeform exploration.
Yeah, I tried playing one of the old school ones online. It was a lot harder.
It's difficult.
In a way.
They're difficult. Especially if you play Zelda 2. Oh my god, that game.
What is the
It's totally different than any other Zelda game. It's like a side scroller.
What's the name of it?
Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Creative name.
It's very, very weird.
Nice that
It's
they
got
leave
experience
something in the
points.
title.
It's got it's very complicated.
Weird.
It's very, very strange.
I'll have to check it out. But on that note, we need to move on.
Yeah.
This nostalgia session has got to come to an end. But don't worry, we'll be back after a short break. We're going to talk about some Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
Since it's the season
Eat
turkey.
'Tis the season.
And we hope that you'll join the discussion. So don't go away. We'll be right back. It's fine. Not bad.
You need to get it on.
I didn't know I had to press that one. I thought that you were pressing it.
Do you need the look?
Yeah, no, you have to
Heal
make
your
sure
broken
everything
heart.
I turned that one
Or
off.
certain DJs
That's good.
teach you how to be smooth.
Tune in to Romancipation on
Cool, cool, cool.
WESU 88.1 FM
This is a whole minute.
where we'll
Yeah.
emancipate you from the rules of romance.
Or shoot us a question at romancipation.org. If you've got sexy questions, we've got sexy answers.
Tune in.
They get
Tuesday
so
nights
much
at
press because this is like the
12:30
only show
p.m.
promo that exists.
So good.
Events in the greater central Connecticut area.
Romancipation. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah, just
Fade it.
no. Do this first. Fade it in. Bring it down. Welcome back to the late night format on WESU Middletown. I'm your host, Adi Slepack, and with me in the studio I've got Mitchell Stone, not only as a friend, but also as an intern, a mentee, and a disciple? Would you
Disciple?
say? Wow.
It's okay. I
That's
mispronounced
what I
your
meant.
name earlier.
That's okay. Now we're even.
All these things are happening
I just
at
butchered
once.
the English language.
It's fine.
Twice.
The English language has survived much worse.
Definitely.
Twilight was written.
50 Shades of Grey.
Oh,
Great.
great.
Not. Do you feel like I'm doing a good job of showing you the ropes
I
tonight?
think so. If you hear any choppiness tonight, that's my fault. That's Adi frantically telling me to do something, and me doing it about 10 times slower than she anticipated. But
that's
hopefully,
fine. You're doing a good job.
it's going okay.
You've seen me butcher this show before.
First the English language, now this show.
It's all going
It's the
down.
Mad Butcher Shop.
That's a way to put it, sure. So yeah. 'Tis the season.
It is the Thanksgiving season.
Yeah, and since the format will be taking a little break, a well-needed break.
Oh no!
Thanksgiving.
Don't take a break. But also take a break because Thanksgiving.
Yeah, seriously. Turkey. Gotta eat it. I don't think you really want to listen to me sit here for like a Thanksgiving amount length of time and just like eat turkey.
That would be a
so
long
I'm
time.
gonna go home and you're gonna listen to something else, maybe.
We'll see.
But we thought that since we won't be here to talk about that then, we could do a little pre-holiday chat session tonight. Thanksgiving is a wonderful time of the year, and I am beyond excited. Are you excited?
I'm very, very excited. As I'm sure you're very, very aware, this is Thanksgiving and Hanukkah at the same time. So it's going to be absolutely amazing. I am so, so excited for the melding of two different cultural extravaganzas into one giant multicultural extravaganza. It's going to be amazing.
The epitome of the American melting pot is at its finest. You know this isn't going to happen again for another like 1,000 years or so?
Does Hanukkah at this point does Hanukkah like start coming in July or something? I don't understand. Does it just get earlier and earlier?
No, next year it's going back to December.
Okay, excellent. That's good because it's been kind of freakishly early.
We need something to compete with Christmas, because like
as
Jews, we need something to like make us feel loved.
I love Christmas as a Jew. I love Chinese food. It's great. Watching movies, very fun. Very fun.
Last year, that's like explicitly what I wanted to do. I was very insistent on like we gotta.
That is what I did. That is what I did.
And then
so great.
I got like sick and like we couldn't rally and like.
You couldn't rally. You couldn't bring back your Mario Tennis skills.
No, I couldn't.
Rally back.
I see what you did there.
I brought it back, bringing it back.
So
here at the late night format.
Everyone's excited about the Thanksgiving season, and if you're listening and you're excited too, and you have some exciting Thanksgiving-related stories to share, please call us and share it with the greater Connecticut area. We'll put you on the air and it'll be super fun. We'll have a chat. The number, if you're interested in calling, is 860-685-7700 if you want to pitch into the conversation. It'll be a good time. If I can get you through. I can.
Yeah,
I'm confident in my abilities.
We'll see. If you swear you're calling in and we don't get to you, that's probably... You know what? We're just going to have so many amazing conversations of our own that you'll just listen and be amazed anyway.
Yeah. But we would love your input. So that number again is 860-685-7700. But, yep.
Yeah, there we go.
So, Mitchell, what are your plans for this coming Thanksgiving?
Well, I will be going back home to Chicago.
Ooh.
Sweet home Chicago.
What a great city.
Excellent city. Excellent Thanksgiving plans. I'll be there with my parents, my brother, and my grandparents. My paternal grandparents, and it should be just a great time. Yeah, if you're listening, hi. But it should be a lot of fun. It should be relaxing. It should be nice to see some members of my family that I haven't for a while, like my brother, who's over in California right now. Hello, Benjamin. But it should be fun, and we have a lot of festivities planned. Mostly just eating turkey. But some also doing not a lot of other things. It's going to be great. It's going to be very, very relaxing. Do you have anything maybe more exciting than mine?
No.
Planned?
No, about the same lines. Most of my family is actually from Israel. So we usually spend the holidays with close family friends, and we go over to their house and do...
This is not in Israel now.
No, I'm not going to spend the weekend in Israel.
I imagine that Thanksgiving in Israel is not particularly a big deal.
Yeah, they're not really that interested in pilgrims coming over on the Mayflower and settling America. That's just not their jam.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
So, yeah, we'll be chilling. Our friends, they cook an amazing giant turkey, and there's like every side imaginable. Wow.
Well, okay.
Imaginable, and it's a good full-bellied time.
Yeah. Well, when you say that they have every side imaginable, can you really imagine every side that you have right now? Could you list some of your favorite sides?
Well, I mean, I'm a total mashed potatoes person.
Yeah.
I have a very plain palate, so like I will just get all the mashed potatoes and eat them. But there's, like, for other people to enjoy...
Not even anything else, just mashed potatoes.
I could literally just eat mashed potatoes. Like, do I want to... I could skip on the turkey and just eat 2 plates of mashed potatoes.
Wow. That is a bold statement.
Yep.
I don't know. For me, it's all about the mixture and the melding. And what you're trying to do is like, the plate is a sort of... Petri dish for all of the different...
Petri
dish?
For
all of the different little...
I was expecting like an art metaphor, like a palette.
That's way better. Let's use that. It's like the plate is a canvas for all of the different brush strokes of different food. And what you're trying to do is merge together all of these different colors and textures and tastes into the perfect masterpiece. So, does this need a little bit more cranberry sauce? Does it need more gravy? These are very different things. There are 2 different sauces, the traditional sauces of Thanksgiving, that have very different temperatures textures and taste. One is sweet, one is savory.
You are very passionate about this.
I am very, very passionate about this. Perhaps not to the extent that I am saying it right now. I'm perhaps oversaying it just a little bit. But it is true. I mean,
No, I get
cranberry
that.
sauce versus gravy.
I like gravy.
But not cranberry sauce?
No.
Not a big fan of cranberries.
Mm-mm.
You don't like the tartness?
I'm not a fruit eater.
You're not a fruit eater?
No. I mean, I'm not going to get into my allergies because that's like not that interesting.
It's
But
like
I'm
apples and
very-
oranges, and both of them are fruit.
And both of them will cause me to vomit.
Really?
So,
Really?
Not oranges, apples.
So you're allergic?
Yeah, I'm actually allergic to apples.
How many things on the Thanksgiving table can you not eat?
I
I imagine that they probably
think just
do.
stuffing, I think, is like the main thing that I can't have.
Really?
Because usually it has apples in it, does it not?
No.
I've had-
That's not necessarily true. Your family needs to find some recipes for stuffing that don't have apples
Well,
in them.
I mean,
so you can
besides
eat it.
that, I'm like very picky also. So
You
I
don't
like.
do you don't like stuffing in general, or do you just not like apple stuffing? Because that's
I
not
don't know.
not
I don't know if
every
I've
kind of
ever-
stuffing.
I may have never had stuffing.
How have you, that is
It's my
that is-
Israeliness. I'm like, I don't need to like partake in this American thing. I do my
Oh.
own. Mm-mm.
Yeah, but I mean, there's similar things with apples and honey, for example.
I can't eat that.
Well, of course you can't. What do you do instead?
I just watch everybody eat apples and honey.
You don't even eat the honey.
No.
Not even pretzels and honey.
Is that a thing?
No, I made that up just for you right now.
I'll test that out.
Yeah, definitely do that. I don't know. Stuffing is my favorite part of the meal. Stuffing is almost taboo to eat at any other time.
That's true.
It shocks and infuriates me to no end.
You'd eat stuffing year round.
If I could, and I try to.
Dude, what's stopping you, dude?
What's stopping me is the fact that it requires a lot of ingredients, and I'm too lazy to make it myself.
Understood.
So I have to take it when I can get it. And that's why it's always great when you go to a restaurant and it has a stuffing, some dish with a stuffing on it. You know, that's not like stuffed with spinach. That's boring. But stuffed with a stuffing. You know, stuffing is this like, well, I guess you don't know. It's
I do
basically
like spinach,
bread.
though.
I mean, stuffing, there's no way around it. It's bread. It's bread that has been cooked inside of a turkey.
Really?
The funniest thing is stuffing that is cooked outside of a turkey or a chicken or whatever, because you literally then have stuffing that was not ever stuffed in anything. So its name no longer has any meaning.
Wait, so what's all the... If it's just bread, what are all the ingredients? that
Bread
make it?
and chicken stock, and it varies a lot. But it's supposed... the idea is that it... And some herbs and other things. You can put pretty much anything you want. If you, I know that
Just mash
recently
it up
my
and shove it inside a turkey. We're getting a call!
we are take it.
How
Take
exciting!
it a deep. I'll talk a little bit more about the virtues of stuffing.
Oh my gosh, the headphones in the studio are everywhere today. Hello.
Well, the thing about stuffing is that
I'm going to put you on hold and we'll put
there
you on
are
the air.
very many different
don't curse,
kinds of
please.
stuffing
Oh, wait.
that you could have.
Mitchell, you have a disclaimer for this person before about their profanity.
I would like to tell you about this person's profanity use and how it won't happen.
Just like talk to them. Just tell them to
Hello? You're going to be put on soon, but we'd like there to not be any profanity.
No, you were supposed to do the watch your profanity
That sounds
thing.
good.
All right, we're going to put you on the air in a minute. Hold on a sec.
As you can see, we're very well acquainted with what to do when we do get a caller. But as I was saying earlier, stuffing can be in many, many different kinds of forms. See, my mother recently has been utilizing a cornbread and sausage stuffing.
Hey, caller,
Very,
can
very
you
great.
hear us? Hey.
That's great. That's great.
How goes it?
That's good to hear. We're talking about Thanksgiving over here. Can you tell us a little bit about your plans for Thanksgiving?
I'm sorry.
That's bad to hear. Right. Right, okay. As makes sense. That's perfect sense. That is true, yeah.
So this is an authentic Thanksgiving meal.
Right. Right. Okay. Is this yeah.
What have you come up with?
Or the
I think
lobster.
That's a given.
Well, you should never really be eating shellfish that's been that's already dead, necessarily. You want it to be as fresh as possible. These are more culinary tips.
That's terrible.
That's horrifying.
You're a murderer.
Well, let's not go so far. Oh, man.
That sounds even worse.
So, wait, you
They're
you
not
said
like an
that,
icy hot
You said
packet.
that what you're doing is you've already done this to 5 lobsters. You've practiced? You've been practicing? Is there a reason that you're doing this other than the historical accuracy of eating lobster? No, but I mean, it's Thanksgiving. The traditional meal is the turkey. It is past the time of the pilgrims. Oh, so you need to be the one killing the animal that you're going to eat?
Is this like, you know that typically the cooking is done before everyone shows up. That way you don't have to seem impressive in any way, shape, or form.
You're right.
Okay, so it's going to be like a whole display performance type deal.
I've got to say, I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Yep.
Yeah. And with that, I think that we're gonna... I think that we've kind of come to a natural stopping place in the conversation.
Well, thanks for sharing that with us. You've definitely given us something to think about.
Yeah, and thank you so much for calling us.
Yeah, have a good night. Bye.
Well, that was really something.
Enlightening.
Yeah, that was enlightening. I don't quite know what to make of that.
I'm quite off put.
Yeah. What I think was the strangest part about that is the idea that you had to eat the lobster instead of the turkey. There was really no explanation given for why it was lobster instead of turkey, except for the some kind of ritualistic and ceremonial killing? I'm somewhat confused.
Only somewhat. It's interesting, though, the fact that the Pilgrims began eating lobster, and we somehow transitioned to eating turkey.
Yeah, I mean, the first Thanksgiving caller was absolutely correct. It was more of a New England clam bake than anything else with the Native Americans.
Awesome.
Which is awesome. I'm sure that you've had that. Some kind of a chowder.
Chowder.
They had a bit of a chowder. But you can have a turkey chowder too. And why is turkey now the food at Thanksgiving? Well, I think that we'd have to ask the turkey lobbyists that question. You know, because why is any kind of meal that particular set of ingredients, you know, like a Christmas ham? That's a weird thing. Also, if you've read How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the roast beast at the end, it's similar. It's all these ritualized meals.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, but speaking of turkey, back to turkey.
All the turkey.
White meat or dark meat?
I used to be white meat, mostly because I think my mother was very insistent on projecting her turkey views onto me.
Okay.
And then I began experimenting a little more.
Ooh.
And I actually think I prefer the dark meat.
Interesting. Myself, I can't ever come to a conclusion. I take both.
Changes all the time. You're a flip-flopper when it comes
I'm a flip-flopper. You know what? The goal is to eat as much as possible, right?
Absolutely.
At least it is for me.
Yeah. The belt shouldn't fit.
I mean, the goal is to match your age and number of plates.
That's an interesting concept.
I've never made it past 3. Yes.
You have quite a few plates to work up to then.
Right. Well, the issue is that after a while, your stomach starts feeling very full, and
is that how eating works?
start doing horrible things. Your body rebels against you and lets you know that it's really not okay anymore. But I don't know. The thing is that the best thing about Thanksgiving is that you've eaten as much turkey as you can, and finally you pass out in a turkey-induced coma, right?
Does this happen
for
to
the
you
night.
every time?
I mean, you could call it sleep, but that's not quite as dramatic or exciting.
I see.
So you pass out in this turkey-induced coma, and then you wake up the next morning, and there's still more turkey. It's such a large bird.
Leftovers.
I mean, compared to a chicken, it's enormous. You know, you could fit a chicken into each breast of a turkey. It's insane. You know, you could stuff a chicken into a turkey.
There's a name for that.
A
chicken?
The turducken.
Turducken.
A turducken is a turkey stuffed with a duck stuffed with a chicken.
Ugh, revolting.
Well, don't knock it till you try it. I've never tried it, but I'm not gonna knock it because I haven't. So
I'm gonna knock it right now. That is way too much meat for a human to eat at one time.
Oh, that rhymes.
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
That was.
But in any case, you do have all of this turkey and all of this stuffing and all of this cranberry sauce. I understand those are some things that you don't eat or like. I apologize. But what can you do with those leftovers? That's the $1 million question.
Mm-hmm. What's the best?
What is the
most
best way
thing?
and best things to do with Thanksgiving leftovers?
If you at home have an idea, why don't you give us a quick call at 860-685-7700. I think you should, being a mashed potatoes fanatic, I would say to go and sculpt something out of it.
Sculpt something out of the mashed potatoes, reenacting Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Wait, what?
In Close Encounters of the Third Kind, when he starts making a model of the mountain out of mashed potatoes.
Right.
That scene is. I believe that scene is the reason that my mother very rarely makes mashed potatoes.
Just for those.
Yeah, every time I mention the movie, she mentions that one scene and about how gross it is. And we very rarely have mashed potatoes.
How obsessive it is.
I have to beg her for mashed potatoes. It's
That's tragic.
Yeah. Do you also do you ever do the sweet potatoes with the marshmallows on top?
I think I did taste that the last time. That's pretty solid.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
That's pretty great. Give that a try. If you want to.
That's a big thing at the dinners I go to. But I'm all for reappropriating the leftovers to make some art.
Right.
And then to eat that art.
Yeah, I love.
Shouldn't go to waste.
I love the Thanksgiving sandwich. It's the Thanksgiving meal. In between two slices of bread. Great sandwich. And also a great way to eat Thanksgiving and eat the Thanksgiving meal not at Thanksgiving, because it's very rare that you can walk into a restaurant and say, like, I'd like one Thanksgiving, please. They're not really going to give that to you unless it is Thanksgiving, in which case
they still won't give it to you.
They will not give it to you. You'll have to pay for it. But in any case, I don't know. They have these Thanksgiving sandwiches at many different restaurants, and it is delicious. It varies everywhere. Sometimes they have, turkey and cranberry sauce and stuffing and some kind of green lettuce or sprouts or something.
Sure.
Just,
between all
it varies.
Those layers.
The thing about it is that the Thanksgiving sandwich can really be anything you want to make it out of. You could do mashed potatoes on your Thanksgiving sandwich.
I most certainly
would. As long as it's something that you eat during your Thanksgiving, it's part of your Thanksgiving sandwich.
I once had, it was just like I don't even know how to explain it. They basically just shoved a bunch of Thanksgiving food into like a Chinese takeout pail.
Oh, wow.
All together, and it was like turkey, mashed potatoes, some bacon, some gravy.
Bacon?
Yeah.
Bacon.
And throw some, a shout out to Canadian Thanksgiving right there.
Oh, right, Canadian bacon. Canadian Thanksgiving.
And just, all in one, and it just all swirls together. And it is amazing.
Speaking Canadian Thanksgiving, it's almost as if Canada looked down and just said, we like that. We should have that too.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
Basically. They just can't leave our traditions alone. We must take all of it.
They're part of America also.
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
And they're a great part of America. Shout out to Canada.
Shout out to Canada.
And with that, we're just about all out of time. Before we take a break, Mitchell, you want to read the
The WESU disclaimer? Why, yes, I do. I would love to do that. I'd like to let everybody know that the views expressed on this program are the views of the individual broadcasters and by no means reflect the view of Wesleyan University or the WESU management. And also to let you guys know that this program may contain material not suitable for children or sensitive listeners. If you are offended by profanity, please tune out now. If you have any questions about the WESU indecency or obscenity policy, please contact our board of directors at 860-685-7703, or you can send an email to wesu@wesufm.org.
Beautifully done.
Thank you.
Ace performance.
Oh, you're too kind.
When we come back, Freelance Wales will be performing.
Ooh.
Performing.
That's it's the one that sounds like an actual word.
Exactly. So they'll be doing that. So don't go away. We'll be right back after these quick messages.
8 to 9 p.m. here on WESU. J. Cherry presents Voice of
Cool
the
beans.
City.
Good chat.
Some weird crap going on. That was weird with the phone. I did not know. Oh, we turn off.
Oh, it reminded, I didn't realize what you were trying to say until I realized that it doubled.
Chefs, singers, songwriters, beer makers, authors, and
we got a minute and a half.
Live and local. This ain't no
Great.
commercial.
WESU's Tech Director and host of Vinyl Cut, the first, third, and fifth Sundays of the month from 12:30 to 1:30 a.m.
It's because it's doing
WESU's
it
annual
as
Fall
if it's
Pledge Drive
music,
is upon
but
us.
it's not.
Here's a series of transcendental
Okay, so I have
haikus
to-
I recently wrote on the topic of the Pledge
Can you
Drive.
play the music?
Let's take a spiritual journey through this fall's kinder, gentler Pledge Drive.
I'll do it. I'll
This is a haiku.
I'll do that. You press the
Okay,
button.
this is a haiku that rhymes. Now is our Pledge Drive.
What,
Did
put 'em
that
around your
haiku
side?
rhyme again?
Turn it
Yes.
off, you mean?
And did you know?
Oh.
This Pledge Drive is kind. Yes, this Pledge Drive is gentle. So donate now, please.
There.
Or
Fade
else
that
no
out
more
and then
songs.
fade in the mics.
Land of the free-form
I'll turn
no
them
more.
on, but you
We
fade
need
them
you. Please help.
Oh, they're in already. So you
if
turned it
that
on.
pledge goes directly into your soul, and you'd like to hear more like it on
How was
WESU, Donate to WESU during this fall's Kinder, Gentler pledge drive. It's kind and
Messed
gentle,
up.
unlike the not so kind and gentle things you'll hear.
Also, I got some
such as
texts,
twerking and wrecking
and I'm
balls.
afraid that
Eat
they're
the
Jack
one
just
with
being
on radio
super mad.
stream. Thanks.
I came in like a
That's a great one. That's a great one.
That was hilarious.
Well, you are listening to the late night format here on WESU Middletown with me, Mitchell Stone, a special intern guest host, and a D, your lovely, lovely regular host.
Aw, you guys are so sweet.
Oh,
Jack was also very patronizingly kind when
oh, that's so
he
nice
came
of
on.
him.
Yeah.
Yet also patronizing.
So,
It's okay.
yeah, we've got some music
We
to
do.
close out
Let's
the
listen to
evening
that.
with some smooth eclectic jams coming
Ooh.
from Freelance Wales, a great indie band that is not as well known as it should be, so we're going to give it some airtime now.
Let's do that.
Here they are with their song Hannah off of an album that I can't remember. Enjoy. That's fine. If it plays around like that, that's totally fine. Alright, so that's it. We did it.
Well, we have this bit.
Right, but like. I didn't even check how long. Oh, we're
What's
not gonna
the
get through all
album?
these songs. Weathervanes.
Are we gonna get through this? Yeah.
We're not gonna get through all the music, but that's okay. We can.
I have
go
no
on.
idea what that was so bad with the phone. Like when the phone happened, and then we were left like talking to. I was left like just like.
Yeah, no, I thought you wanted to do the watch your profanity.
Oh,
That's what I wanted
that's
you
weird.
to do.
I didn't remember to do that, so.
That's okay. How's it going?
What's up? Did you nap before you came?
I didn't.
Oh no.
I'm doing well. I drink coffee at like 12:30.
Okay, that's good. Coffee's good.
Do you have a nap before you
No. I've been having some like sleeping troubles lately, so I just want to like ride it out and then like completely crash. Last week I slept 12 hours after the show.
Wow. That's good that you can do that.
I can't. I missed class and it was bad.
You missed class?
Yeah.
That sucks.
I slept through it. I've
That was
never.
weird. Why did Jack call us and give us that weird?
I mean, it was like funny, but then it got like really weird. I think because sometimes we're here and like Willie will get like really strange callers. Have you ever told me
it
about
was.
that?
Yeah, I've been here for one. Remember?
Which one are you here for?
I was the one where the guy was like.
Oh, the serial killer?
Yeah, he was like a serial killer.
He like actually
What did he say?
he confessed to being a serial killer on the
I
air.
think he was joking.
Probably, but it was pretty eerie.
So do you want to do the
Oh, do you wanna?
thing and then
No.
okay? You want to do the other way?
Yeah.
You want me to drag and drop some?
Yeah,
some
Dragon. Okay, so first go into foobar and delete that stuff. So just like
Imagine I can shift click.
right click.
No, I can shift click both and then do both at once, right?
I guess.
Delete,
Gotta be fancy.
cut, delete,
Remove.
remove. See?
All right. So now
Okay,
you
so
can
what
go
are we gonna
through. Go to the PSA folder on the desktop,
do? Okay.
and then
Don't drive drunk with Stevie Wonder.
that's a good one.
Okay. Oh. So
And that's a minute
1:18.
18. Okay, and that's enough. Is a minute 18 enough, Scott? Is a minute 18 enough?
That was a weird show.
Huh?
I'm so tired.
It was fun. Yeah, no, it was.
I
It
totally
was.
said your name wrong.
That's
I never remember how to say your last name.
I don't even.
Because you
remember
always
what
say it in a weird way.
I said Slepack.
Slepack. I said Slepack. It'd be Slepack. I think I said it like Polish way.
You can totally say it Polish way. I'm just gonna like. It's like really trippy.
You should also need to say the album name.
I don't need to, because this is not a music show.
Oh,
So
right.
I get a lot more flexibility with like, I don't have to do new releases, I don't have to do any of that stuff. So like that's why I can get away with not doing Spinatron, although I really should. Like it's not that big of a deal.
Someone else did this. Well, we know when it happened.
Yeah. That's so dumb. That's like incriminating evidence.
How do you make it play?
You just click play.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
We got a text.
Let's check that. Oh my god. I forgot. Text. How'd you like that? Oh my god, Jack, I was dying from Haley.
I'm starting to sense your location. You are somewhere in the basement, beating on a makeshift drum kit. Songs that I can hardly stomach. I'm floating up the stairwell with my fingers shaking, frantic, thinking softly. What a concrete.
Wait, you got one from Haley from the group in the group?
No,
Oh.
just, she was like, oh my god, Jack,
That's
I was
funny.
dying. Oh, yeah. I'm not even answering that.
Should I turn it down a bit?
I don't see any bullets. It's fine. I'm just leaving.
It's weird.
Oh my gosh, I want to sleep all. No, I have to wake up at like 7:50 and like do adjustment, and then I'm just gonna go back to sleep for a while.
We should eat something.
I'm not that skilled.
You're supposed to accidentally doing a call to action for people to eat sandwiches.
I don't think that's the biggest deal. Go
A
eat
lot
a
of
sandwich.
weird moments on the show. And when it was, that's weird that does that.
Yeah, I
It's
didn't.
really lame.
I didn't understand why you want, and then I realized after a while, like that your levels were like off the charts.
Yeah, I kept trying to turn it down and bringing it back, and I was like,
Because I didn't understand for a
no,
while.
indeed, no.
It's good you're observant to things like that.
I just want to be professional.
I'm starting to sense your location in all the mansion in the countryside.
Oh, and here's a fun tip. So this is, I think, the most accurate clock. So if you want to be like very exact with what you're doing,
Yeah.
you can do that.
Yeah, just like.
All right. So I think in 30 seconds we should go out.
Why don't we keep it playing behind us?
Yeah. No, we won't.
I'll lower it a bit. Just let me know.
Yeah. All right. When it hits 58.
At
just wait there.
58?
Yeah. And that is all the time we have for this evening. Thank you so much to Mitchell for being here tonight.
Oh,
it
thank
was late.
you.
And
Thank you
very
so
kind
much.
of you. You were an excellent
You're very
intern.
welcome.
I hope you learned a lot.
I think I have.
Great.
I think we've all learned a lot about lobsters, about Thanksgiving,
about
about
sandwiches.
video games. We've covered a lot of ground tonight,
Yeah.
and
I hope you're
I'm
taking notes.
really excited.
There
Just
will
really
be an
excited
exam.
that happened.
It was great. Thanks also to Freelance Wales for making music.
Excellent.
If you enjoyed the show, you can tune in next week, listen on WESUFM.org, or watch on YouTube.com/theCurliQtube. And don't forget, if you're interested in supporting our community radio station, you can donate online and put down the late night format as the person, program, or network this gift supports, so that the station knows I sent you. Mitchell, any final remarks for the folks at home?
I'd just like to remind everybody that lobsters are people too.
What a excellent sentiment to end on. An excellent and accurate sentiment. So with that, May the remainder, your entire Wednesday, be lovely.
You have your whole Wednesday stretching out in front of you.
Yeah, I hope it is wonderful. Good night to you all, and good luck.
Now a message from Stevie Wonder on drunk driving.
Okay, let's do that. We only have a minute.
Scott!
Scott, come in! Should we drag another minute?
Huh? That what? No.
You've got like... Very short. Sorry.
Shut up. You're good.
Yeah,
I didn't hoot. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm so tired.
So you never get callers?
Huh?
We got a caller.
You got a caller?
We got a caller.
Our friend.
We didn't know. Like it does something to mic 2. Mic 2 doesn't like work.
It like amplifies it. It was very
It
strange.
amplified mic 2 and made it sound like it was also on a phone. Awful. So we should like, I don't know who you tell that to. I literally don't know who you tell it to. That's one of the questions I got wrong.
How do you know what you got wrong on this one?
Because I know what I got wrong. For what is the only paid